Well, Moshi Mosh, good afternoon on this Wednesday. It's Wizard Wednesday. I'm Kelly Sievertson, full-time tattoo artist and illustrator in Chicago, Illinois. Also a lifelong nerd. This is where I come to show you the stuff that I make up in my head. I've been a humble dungeon master for like almost 30 years. And I like to illustrate the stuff in my campaigns. I like to talk about the stuff that's going on in that world because it makes a lot more sense than the world that we actually live in. So, without further ado, I guess, welcome. If you're in the chat, please say hello. I'm going to be just hanging out, working on some stuff. Finishing up a couple things that I think will be really cool to talk to you about, and some projects that are coming up. Some things that I'm helping out in, cool. So, anyway, happy Wednesday. Man, it is a fucking morning, I will tell you that. And they never quit, Yesterday was a coffee in the shower kind of morning, if you know what I'm talking about. And I dropped my wife's favorite. Oh, hey, what's up, Dave? I dropped my wife's favorite glass coffee mug all over the ceramic tile floor. So then I was naked, wet, freshly showered, trying to clean up glass, which is a horrible way to start your morning, really. I mean, it gets you going, for sure, but maybe not in the best way. Yeah, so this is fun. This is... I've talked about Level Eater, which is a Chicago tabletop gaming community staple. It's like one of the pillars, I would say, of Chicago tabletop gaming, or of the community. It's horror. It sounds real bad. It was really bad. Not Level Eater, but the dropping the coffee mug. Yeah, so Level Eater is one of my favorite things about Chicago, and I've had to miss, I think, the last 2 years, maybe. I had to miss 2020 just because of scheduling stuff with the increase in activity from Ink Master and that whole racket, and then of course missed 2021 because of COVID. But 2022 is the return, and I guess I should say they did some stuff last year that was remote, that was pretty cool. I didn't get a chance to participate in it, but it was still cool nonetheless. However, this year, Will, who is a guest with us sometimes on the stream, he invited me to be more active in the art. So I am finishing up right now this piece that I'm working on. You can see it. I guess I should turn the background layer on to make it a little bit more visible for you. This is going to be on one of the t-shirts, and it is mildly suggestive of some of the stuff that's going to be that will be featured in this year's game. Of course, this drawing looks almost completely nonsensical, but it's pretty cool anyway. And then we're going to work on the other side of the shirt when I finish doing this. So this is going to be available on like a couple different colors of t-shirt. So I'm just prepping it with this white outline around all the black, so that it shows up on the black t-shirts and for like some of the darker colored t-shirts. I had a lot of fun making this. I was thinking about this, thinking about like a shrine when I was drawing this, you know? Where oh, it was the map turned out pretty well, I think. I haven't had a chance to plug in any of the cool stuff from Roll20. I still am super fuzzy on how to use tokens and lighting. Maybe if I get a chance today to talk to Count Canula, our resident goth daddy. He is extremely knowledgeable about Roll20, and maybe he'll be able to help me figure out how to do that stuff. That's really like the last step that I need to take with the Roll20 stuff. Making maps is super easy. Oh, thank you very much. Making maps is really easy for me. It's something that I love doing, but I need to be able to understand tokens a little bit more so that I can understand dynamic lighting and fog of war. Because otherwise I'm not really taking advantage of what Roll20 has to offer, you know? Like, at the moment, when we're playing on Monday nights, I'm just sort of like putzing around using similar technology to like how I stream with, broadcasting my iPad, and I just, make little doodles on it to show them what's going on. But it would be so much cooler if they could manipulate and tell me where they want to move their tokens, and that would just sort of like automatically give them more visual information about the map, you know? I also need to figure out how to hide secret doors, because don't tell anybody. Don't tell my players. But I'm a huge fan of secret doors. And I feel like secret doors need to be more of a thing. I think about what modern secret doors would be. You know? Because I don't want to believe that every place that has a secret door is just like, have I thought about making a game table with an old TV or something? Yeah, I would. At the moment, my Monday night group is we're still playing virtually, so that wouldn't do me much good. But there, a couple of years ago, like circulating the internet, there was this game table that this guy in, I think, Kenosha, Wisconsin, had made, which is not that far from me. And it was a sweet piece of tabletop technology. And I thought about picking it up, but, I really like my wife, and I wouldn't want to torture her with such a ridiculous piece of thing, you know? So again, like with the map, I was talking about trying to keep myself pretty loose with the line texture and whatnot. I'm not trying to drive myself crazy with making this a really, really consistent width around this stuff. I just want it to be there. Also, I can see got some holes in this gross green yellow. Look at that. That is a disgusting color. Mess up what I'm doing. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Dave, do you have a table or anything like that? Do you have like a big LED screen or something like that? I've seen people do it with projectors too, like mounting a projector on their ceiling and then like projecting straight down. I think the shadows of that would really, really bother me. Baby poop brown? It is for certain baby poop brown. It's also so gross to me how much dark yellow, like yellow with some black and some gray, just really desaturated dark yellow. It's just a gross color. It's all over nature, but when you see it by itself, it's pretty disgustos. No, but you have an extra TV you might try one day. You know, what's to stop you now, right? Yeah, right. The shadows would just drive me insane. I mean, I can also imagine some times when it would make like maybe a cool atmosphere thing, and maybe I'm wrong, but if there was some good paintwork done on some miniatures, and they could kind of add some mood lighting or something, I can see where it might be okay. I also feel like those times would be far outweighed and overshadowed, if you will, by the times when it was just really obnoxious. I can also see, like, moving a piece, trying to put it on a spot, and just missing, just totally just missing where you want to put it because your hand is creating a shadow. And mounting it over a table seems like a lot of work, right? I don't know. But I've seen people do it. And those people have a gaming table, and I do not. So, maybe I should just shut my stupid mouth. Who knows? If anyone's in the chat, feel free to say hello. Share the word. Love to know what all of you are up to on this Wednesday. Maybe a combo like a map on the table, then a projector to show movements and creatures. Oh, that could be kind of cool. Like get a gridded out table. And then hook it up to some sort of mobile device or maybe a laptop or something, so that when you project down onto it, you can move what you're projecting. That could be kind of cool. I can see how that might work pretty well. So I've mentioned my Monday night group quite a few times, and I've mentioned that they all wanted to be servants of the Onion Lord, which is a creature that we invented on Wizard Wednesday. Uh, they just recently finished. Well, I let them level up. They're level 5 now, and I just let them. I just let them level up because they had finished their first heist. They broke in to. They broke into a wizard academy, Bursara's office, and stole some blank books and some cash. And I was like, "Hey, good job! You're thieves and criminals, and you just did your first successful heist. Good job!" And they have planted evidence to try to frame another group in town. But then it hit me about a day later that it was not their first successful heist. Their first successful heist is what got them into the service of the Onion Lord. They When they told me they wanted to play baddies, they're all really nice people. So I wasn't sure if they'd be able to really be evil, you know? So I thought I would give them a test. And of course, the Onion Lord, not a good dude, real bad dude. And so he wanted a baby. They being the adventurers, in this case the miscreants, the villains, controlled by the players, found an orphanage, and I thought that I would make it as murky as possible. I wanted to make it really human, what they were doing. So they found a baby, but it was a set of twins. And they couldn't find a way to get just one baby away using the tactic that they had. They decided to impersonate a local constable that they found particularly unsavory, and admittedly he was a dick. This particular constable was their in the orphanage. And this set of twins, the baby was a set of twins, right? And they couldn't find a way to get one of them apart, so they just stole both babies. So in fact, their first successful heist, they overshot the requirements on by a full 100% when they stole not one baby, but two babies. And they really had they didn't seem to have any moments where they stopped and really took moral inventory of what they were doing. And of course, like, why would they? 2% of required baby. Exactly. Baby stealing. Now with 100% more baby. They had a little bit of an overland trek before they could drop off the baby. So I would give them updates about how the babies were crying, they were hungry, they were tired. I made them do like medicine and animal handling because I couldn't think of a better check for it. but they had to lull the babies, rock them to sleep, um, find ways to make them not cry, all that kind of stuff. And then they just dropped off the babies and left. Then they were given more work to do by his bitter bulbness. And I was kind of impressed, honestly. Because they didn't make a big thing out of it at all. I was a little bit happy. Yeah, I don't know. Animal handling, right? I don't know. I mean, I, I really couldn't think of a better check. It's like, it's not quite medicine, you know? Animal handling. So stupid. That line is a little bit too thick. Ooh. Yeah. So I was thinking, I'd like to hey, hello. Yeah. Baby stealing. Welcome to Wizard Wednesday. Uh I was speaking with Count Canula, stream friend, and resident goth daddy. We were talking about different D&D live play podcasts that we like, right? Um, he doesn't really. I don't really think he watches them or really goes for them that much. I have a couple that I like. I like to listen to them when I'm tattooing. Um, Typically, like if I'm deep into a tattoo, I'll listen to a book. Um, but sometimes that's like just a little bit too much, you know. Like I can't really go for a serious book if it's a coffee in the shower kind of day. I need something that's a little bit more like popcorn, hot dog, nachos in terms of my auditory consumption. So I like to listen to a couple live play D&D streams or what have you. One of them that I've talked about before is Dimension 20, which is on Dropout. Um, the dungeon master or game master, whatever you want to call him, is Brennan Lee Mulligan, who is of College Humor fame, I believe. Great, great DM. And one of the things that I realized that I like about him a lot, and of course, like they're structuring their game a little bit differently because they're not doing, a weekly or a monthly thing. They're purposely making it for TV or, streaming or whatever you want to call it. For the screen, I guess. But I really enjoy how he lets his players level up often. And leveling is something that this may sound silly. Leveling is something that I just forget about because I don't really care. I don't often build encounters for balance, or for I don't structure them by tier, right? Like I like to think that my players can control what they want to do, and if they want to do just a bunch of easy stuff, or if they want to do a bunch of hard stuff, then they can find it. It's there for them. And I also sort of believe that in terms of skill checks, there are a couple skills, maybe tool proficiencies that are sort of like pass or fail. Um, like thieves' tools, you either unlock the lock or you don't. Um, but when it's something like a little bit less than that, something more like something more abstract, like maybe a knowledge roll, like history or arcana, you might be looking for a specific piece of knowledge. You might be hoping to roll for a solution, but chances are, if you know something, you know something. You know, um, some of us, some of you care because you need those sweet spells. Okay, I feel that, and that's something that I'm trying to be more aware of now. Um, because of that, I guess what I mean is that I don't care about levels in terms of the fun at the table. Like I want there to be um, difficulty and enjoyment regardless of level. So I try not to pay attention too much to level. That of course means that sometimes it goes a long time before you level at my table because I rarely give out experience points. I usually just use milestone. Um, like for instance, I realized it had been a long time since I had let my players level up. They were level 3. So before last session, I was like, go ahead and make yourself level 4. And it was fine. And it just happened to be not a level where really anyone gained any spells or anything. I think a couple people were non-multi-class and they got their ability score improvement. But then they finished the heist, and I wasn't expecting them to have such success. They're extremely good at being thieves and burglars because they are not inherently greedy individuals, just as people. So they did the job and then left, which is not like what I was expecting them to do at all. I kind of thought that they would get in maybe a little bit more over their heads than they did. So I was like, well, you finished the heist. Good job, They made their way back to the tavern where they had a room, and I gave them another level. So sometimes it works out weird. I don't typically like to have it work like that, but I was shocked. But I thought, hey, you did it, so have another level. So now they are level 5, and I have not had too many campaigns with them go much higher than level 5, simply because I forget to let them level, like I was saying. So we're going to see. My goal for myself is to remain on top of it a little bit more, so that maybe we can play a campaign as a group that's a little bit higher, a little bit fancier. I tried to get a read of what they were looking for in a campaign. I gave them before we had a level, we didn't do a level 0 because I kind of thought, we've been playing together for 7 years at this point, really. So I kind of know what they are as players. But we're playing a new style of game, where they are the villains and where they're doing crimes. So it occurred to me about like 4 or 5 sessions in, play some more in-game content. Yeah, that's exactly it, I think their very first characters got to, or the characters from the very first campaign, I should say, they got to level, I don't know, maybe 11 after 2 years. And to me, that's like pretty decent. But I think maybe the expectation from new gamers is that is a slow pace. And that might be. I guess that's like, this is not going to look favorably. If we did actually play for 2 years and then got to level 11, that's like 100 games, maybe a little bit less. Level 11, they only leveled once per 10 games. That's... Yeah, they probably should have leveled faster than that. But, yeah, I wasn't great at handing out non-combat experience at that point. So, we all grow, right? But yeah, so my goal with this group, with this campaign, and they don't know it, it's just to have a little bit higher stakes, but also a little bit higher reward, So they'll be getting spells, but they also be getting fucked with a little bit harder. We just had a session a couple days ago. Get that Oprah level energy. You get a level, and you get a level. Yeah, I mean, hopefully it's not that much, but I do want them to get into some higher level abilities, It's going to be buck wild, I think, because so many of them are playing thieves that sneak attack is going to be gnarly. I'm just waiting for it to truly get out of hand. I think we have what do we have? A level 4 warlock? Yeah, level 4 warlock, level 1 rogue, and we have a level 3 rogue with the thief archetype, who just leveled up into his second level of Way of the Shadow Monk. So he's going to be a handful, I can tell already. But I can't wait. I'm excited for it. And then we have a level 4 bard who just took her first level of rogue? Yeah. I don't know what her college is. I should probably ask her. I should probably get that figured out. Man. I wonder what it is. Get a Dora the Explorer swiper to say, swiper, no swiping. Well, I like to I like to plant a plethora of plot hooks in my games. That way, there's like never want for stuff to do. And one of the one of the political entities, or maybe not political in the sense of like um, governing parties, but one of the parties in power, one of the groups in power, I should say, maybe in the city is a thieves guild, and they make use of a lot of children who steal everything. And this shadow monk just actually got robbed, like right before we shut down for the night. His weapon was stolen, and his money too. We had he's a halfling, and they decided that for the job that they were gonna for the job that they were about to do, they needed to make a disguise, and and they didn't know what to do, and it's maybe like the second or third time that they have decided to make use of a disguise as a group. And his first comment was, "Well, I guess I'll be a baby again," um, which broke us into laughter because there are still, like, he's a halfling and he's maybe baby sized by human standards, but there's no reason that he has to be a baby. There are other shorter races in the city, and so we were just sort of laughing, like, if his if his solution to everything is just to dress up like a baby, it's like everybody else is just showing up to work to like steal stuff, and he's getting off on some diaper fetish or something. D&D is weird, man. There's again, baby, you're a bust. We had an unexpected break a couple months ago. Um, I didn't have anything planned. I think like we were supposed to take the night off. I didn't have anything planned. Um, wasn't ready to go, and then the person who couldn't make it was going to be there anyway. And one of my players stepped up and was like, "Hey, I'll do a one shot." And I was like, "Sure, yeah, you could totally do a one shot, and I'll play." And I don't get to play that often. I do enjoy it, but I like being a DM more than I like playing. Um, and so I think fully it had been about 3 years since I played, since I ran a character, or since I ran a PC, and it was maybe also in this player's game. I guess it must have been. And who was I playing? I don't even remember the character that well that I was playing, but I think it was. I think I played a multi-class life priest um, champion, maybe? And I role played it as like someone who had been through a war and had some trauma, some post traumatic stress disorder, and would just inventing things, inventing hurdles for myself. Sounds like they're baby crazy. They might be baby crazy. But this character, it was like, I think I sort of invented a little a flaw that was like, if I saw any of my party members like drop more than half of their hit points in a single attack, that I would have to roll a wisdom save or like lose my turn that action. There was no reason for me to do that. I think I was just being difficult. Not difficult, but maybe unnecessarily involved or something. I don't recall it being a trade for any sort of good feat or anything like that. But I failed my save. There was a big attack. I think it was a crit, like a battle axe or something. And it almost killed one of the characters. And so I role played like, him just being frozen there, losing what he was doing, and losing control of his bladder, right? And apparently, the character that I had played 3 years before then in her game also pissed his pants in combat once. And she was like, stop. Why are all of your characters pissing themselves? And I was like, oh, I didn't even realize that I was doing that. So I'm trying not to judge this character or this player too bad on how often they just want to disguise themselves as a baby, because apparently I just make characters that wet themselves, that soil their armor. Did we get it? Is that all of them? Does anything disappear? Nope. Looks good to me. I think we're gonna do something on this. Ooh. Cool. I think that's it. Good. I'm gonna do an old save it as a PNG. Save image. Cool. Now, the other thing that I wanted to really draw with you now that my hands are warm is I know the suspense. So sorry. Is a creature that I was talking about this being. I was talking about this being a shrine, and I just imagined this place, this shrine where these like crystals grow out of these sockets in red earth, and kind of come out like teeth, and like a guardian of this shrine who is like half plaint, half eye, like half, almost like beholder or like beholder kin. Maybe like I think there's that floating eye stalk that like doesn't. It's a beholder kin, but it doesn't have like a mouth. I think it's called. Is it called a watcher? Maybe. But I kind of thought that these things look a little bit like some tendrils, you know? And that's looking a little bit wingy. But we're going to go with it. How can we do this? Oh, that's a complicated shape to just jump right into. No, don't like that at all. Nope. Let's see. Let's get some shape. I don't want to be too reserved. You know, I want to make shapes. Oh, I'm glad that I'm glad that you saw that it was kind of toothy. That's good. I also kind of get like a biblical angel feel from this thing. I don't know if any of you are familiar enough with the Bible to know how angels are described, but it's fucking terrifying. It is not like pretty people with halos. It's like eyeball monsters with 40 wings. Oh yeah, thanks, Dave. That's kind of what I was thinking. You know, like I figured if I could get some molar roots going, that it would be solid. Let's see. Let's get some shit. Let's do this. Nice folds, nice stuff going on. Cool, I'm down with it. Hey, if you're in the chat, if you're watching for the first time, or you're just hanging out lurking, let me know. Say what's up. Tell me that this is bullshit. I'm cool with that. Totally fine by me. Interesting. Do not be not afraid. Oh yeah, big vibes. Cool. Get another layer. How big is this? Probably pretty good. That is going to be a nightmare to try to do. But, gonna do it anyway. Maybe we need some more, like, leafy elements? Some more finny vibes? Who knows what we're doing? I don't know. I don't love it yet. I know we're still early in it, but got some time. Maybe I'll change my mind. Next, I don't totally hate it. Man, my wife showed me a gem of an early 2000s movie last night. I was not aware of it. I'm not sure how I lived my life in 2009 not knowing about it, but I guess I just didn't. But it's a movie starring Gerard Butler and Jamie Foxx called Law Abiding Citizen. I think it was like made just in the uh Abat. Abat. Yeah, I think the movie was I think it was like right in the wake of Gerard Butler being super popular after what was that 300. It was pretty buck wild. I also just kind of forgot like what movies used to be like in the 2000s. There was I feel like there was this period of time where everybody wanted the main characters to be so smart that they were like almost omniscient or like omnipotent, where they were just like an impossible number of steps ahead of everybody else. Um, Also, some incredibly brutal death scenes in that movie, like out of nowhere, took me by surprise. But it was good. I don't know that I would call it I don't know that I would call it good if it was made now, um, but it was a fun watch at the very least. All right, I'm getting too into the minutia of this. I need to focus on it. Yeah, exactly, and that is not that far into the movie. I feel like they were maybe trying to capitalize on a little bit of like the Seven vibe. You know, that movie with Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman, which I know was made like way before 2009, but um, it wasn't quite like it wasn't Saw territory, but there were some scenes, man. It did walk the line, yeah. There's something more terrifying to me about some of the death scenes in Seven than in Saw. You know, um, I think Seven is probably like one of my favorite. I don't know if I would call it a horror movie. I might call it a horror movie. Yeah, I think I would call it a horror movie. It's not really that scary, but it's certainly like super creepy. Pretty heavy, right? Oh, a little hair in my coffee. It's fine. Yesterday was a shower. Yesterday was a coffee in the shower kind of day, and today is apparently a hair in the coffee kind of day. So anything goes, right? In this brave new world, nothing is sacred. Nope, hate that. Is it the placement that I hate? It might be the placement. Ugh. the bottom of that eye shape. Ooh. Okay. Got it in one. That's good. I like to imagine my beholders as having like really like big eye bags, you know, because there's like I don't think that there's really much bone structure to them. Bone structure. Right on, Dave. Thanks for stopping by. Glad you hung out to watch for a little bit. But I like to imagine this thing like. Right on. I'll see you next week. Good luck with work. Don't let the bastards grind you down. That might be like a little bit too much. Yeah, that's better. Cool. Nope, don't like that. Yeah, cool. Right on. So if you're paying attention to the stream and you have not said hello, please do so. Love to know who's watching. Love to know who's lurking. What we're doing right now is drawing the other side of a T-shirt for the Level Eater event, which is a Chicago tabletop role-playing game community staple. I was asked to help out with the art a little bit more this year, so that's what we're doing. This is a creature that may or may not appear. Maybe that's more of like, maybe it will be more of a character. We'll see. I don't know exactly what Will has planned for it, so it'll be a surprise for myself as well. Where's this coming from? Just making these like leafy appendages coming off of it. Kind of got like a little bit more of a those look like gun fingers. Kind of got like a little bit more of a solemn vibe in his eyes this time. That's pretty cool with me. You know, maybe this creature is a little bit more complicated, a little bit less emotionally one-dimensional than a lot of beholders tend to be. You know, maybe this one isn't bent on world domination. Maybe this one is, who knows? Who knows what this one's interested in? Just a big fan of parlor games and collectible card games, maybe. Maybe this Beholderkin has like a super good green-white commander deck for those Magic nerds that might be watching this. I myself played a little bit of Magic. I was mentioning last week how my nephew has just gotten into Pokemon and is like building his first deck and his first collection. His father and I have played a lot of Magic together, so we're kind of hoping that he levels up in that regard maybe a little bit. I don't want to say that Magic is leveling up, but it's certainly more complicated than Pokemon. So we're kind of hoping that he learns how to play kind of the vibe of collectible card games and then maybe transitions over into Magic when he's ready for it. But I'm challenging him at our family Christmas get-together to a game of Pokemon. And unbeknownst to him, the spoils of which will be a rare foil of his favorite Pokemon, who is none other than the world-famous Charizard. He's got to beat me to get the card. So, we'll see. I can't wait. I'm gonna whoop his little pants off. I have no idea how to play Pokemon yet, so I'm also pretty excited to learn how to do that. I think I have like a week to learn. A week to learn how to play Pokemon well enough to stomp a 10-year-old. I think I can do it. I think I have enough experience. Enough enough translatable experience, I guess. Yeah, this dude definitely has a little bit of an angel, like of a cherubim kind of vibe now that I'm looking at it. I guess I'm pretty into that. Not that I believe in Jesus. That angels are terrifying, man. I think there's one angel. I'm probably just making this up, but I recall there being one angel that's like described as a spinning golden wheel with like I think eyes that like shine like torchlight all around the outside of it. And if you were a Bronze Age human and you encountered that, I can imagine that I would shit my homespun wool trousers. Getting funky, but is it funky enough? That's the question. Need to get some texture up in this motherfucker. Cool, cool. Looking all right. Get some leafy bendness. Maybe show some edge thickness. Not too crazy. Just a little bit. This week's been a pretty cool week in terms of tattooing. And tomorrow, I'm tattooing a friend of mine who runs one of my favorite D&D podcasts, which is called Dweeb Squad. Dylan is a great dungeon master, story writer, incredibly creative. He was a member of the Wizard Party that we played so many years ago at this point. What was his name? He played an orc abjurer. Dude was beefy. Just really found a good way to take care of action economy in 5e as an abjurationist and a tank. He was like casting shield all over the place. We came up with a couple cool spells. I really tried to make my players in that campaign push themselves a lot. You know, there's no reason that the spells that you cast have to be the ones that are in the player's handbook, you know? There's no reason you can't spend a little bit of time and homebrew something that's well balanced and also interesting. And that's exactly what we did. We came up with a couple cool spells. Some stuff that were like shell. We made up a shell spell that was effectively like a shield effect, but for saving throws against spells. And it would bolster as a reaction. You could cast it. It would bolster one saving throw against magical effects for that round. A little bit in the way that shield does with armor class. So he found himself in the middle of a lot of spell battles, and that was a nice one. Nice one to implement, nice one to use. Also was a lot of cool flavor. There's not a whole lot that gives you like there's not a lot of mage on mage spells. And I feel like that would be one of the most important things to teach if you were going to have like a wizard academy, you know? Like, fuck J.K. Rowling, but she at least had the sense to include dueling as an important part of the education of the children at Hogwarts. Always seemed pretty logical to me. Alright, so this is going some cool places, I think. I think it needs like... Do we need a leaf coming out like that? Does that look a little bit too much like fangs? Nah, I think it looks okay. That's not too fang. Especially if I put some more on it. Yeah. Yeah, it's looking cool. I think, what do we have? Beholders have 10, right? So, 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Is that, oh, 10. Shit. Okay. Cool. Well then. Yeah, I like the look of that. Let's see what this looks like without our tracing layer. Just make sure there's enough going on. I think... Now that I look at it... Don't love that those cross as much as they do. Bobby Blowout! What's up, Bob Jones? Glad you're here. Glad you're stopping by. You're at the mountain? What? That's sick. I'm not at the mountain, but I can pretend to be at the mountain with you. Are you snowboarding then? Or did you just go to the mountain to have a little bit of peace? It's dumping snow. That's wild. It is not, we've had 0 snow stick in Chicago. In fact, I think it's like 50 degrees right now. Which is terrifying, because it probably means it's going to be real shit in a week or so. Snow bourbon for world peace. Nice, man. Well, that sounds great. Just having a quiet day at Wizard Wednesday. You know. Not getting too buck. Taking it easy. Drawing some Beholderkin. You know. Fucking hating this limb. I know that. I don't know, man. I don't know where the peeps are. Beholder mom. It is kind of like a beholder mom. All right. I think I'm good with it. It's meant to be the front side of a shirt. This is the back side. Need to get some. Need to get my palette going. Cool. Now, let's just fuck this right up. Oh, you know what? I'll show you guys this. I don't think I showed anybody that I finished this. I think I did it off screen. But here's let me fix this before I forget about it. This is Pig Zeblior. You've been drawing a bunch of non-Bob Jones Flash lately. Uh-oh. Glad you like it. Where was... I don't remember. Oh, yeah. You should let me know if you want me to draw some Flash for you. I would be more than happy. With all the extra time that I have. Pig Zeblior in fucking deed. That's this Mama Jamma. You want my Flash? Dude, I've got a lot. I don't know that any of it's good. But I've got a lot of Flash. Most of it is like... Ooh, shit. Am I on the... No! Womp womp. Check your layers, kids. Check your layers. Are you going to do Philadelphia, Bobby J? The old Villain Arts Convention? Well, I'm glad you think it's pure gold. Philly is... February something? I think it's later in the month. I think it's like... maybe the 25th? You should do it. You should come hang out with me. Jake is going to do a couple shows with me. Be really fun to see that dude. I think I'm gonna go out and see Jimmy at the end of March. I have my 13-year tattoo anniversary is gonna be March 30th. I think I'm gonna have him tattoo my hand. Should be interesting. Who knows? Do Tahoe? When's Tahoe? I know, right? I don't have anything on my hands. Like I have some letters on the inside of my knucks, but I don't have any visible hand tattoos or anything like that. So I figured it's time, right? 13 years in the industry. I'm probably not going to be doing anything else. I'm not going to leave it for a corporate job now. I could probably do Tahoe. I don't think I have anything planned in April. In fact, I think the last convention I have planned right now is probably the Chicago show in Chicago in March. So I guess I'll look up the Tahoe show and maybe I'll do it with you. I don't know that I've been to Tahoe. I guess, off the top of my head, I'm not even sure where the fuck Tahoe is. Which is maybe a little bit weird to admit. Yep. Can't wait. Gotta get this furry art jamming. It's not gonna make itself. Pre-pandemic, I had a lot of friends that were getting into like niche pin making, I guess. They were doing like erotic pins, and they were making a fucking ton of money. And now with this like supply chain hold up, they're all fucked. But they were pulling down just ludicrous bank, drawing bootleg bootleg Disney erotic pins. I'm like, man, I'm doing the wrong thing. Here I am just drawing on people. Slaving out a wage. Could be drawing titties. Could be drawing Ariel's titties. Pulling down 6 figs. Wait, what? That was real? I thought you were just joking. Why are we doing what we're doing? I could draw some naked bear people. What is it called? Is it siffing? Is that what furries do? When they rub their furry costumes together? Skiffing? Fuck, I don't remember. $2K, 200K. That is an absurd amount of money. I'd have to learn how to draw manga style though. Man, I hate drawing manga style. It's the worst. When I see people that like have spent a good amount of time and can draw it quickly, I just think like I would be so bored doing what you're doing. I'm not sure I could. No, I hear you, man. 200K. Hmm. I mean, I'm a degenerate tattoo artist. I can for sure draw genitalia. I would just have to learn, and I can draw animals for certain. Draw pretty decent comic book proportions. I bet I could. I bet I could get it. Then you ruined your Google search history. Yeah. Well, now you're on a list somewhere. Man, I don't think that ruined my day. I don't think it did. Oh, this is gonna be a pain in the dick, huh? Yeah, all right. 2 to 3 commissioned hours, 1K to 2K. That's absurd. That is absurd. Where did you find these figures? We're not talking about like bullshit NFTs, right? We're just talking about like straight up commissions, just straight up commission work. The world is super messed up. Yeah, you're right. Dang. Well, Wizard Wednesday is gonna turn into like Warthog Wednesday. I just draw pig people furries, and I dress in full furry. To have their fantasies put into visual form. I mean, I'm doing that right now, right? What I need to find are the people that find this sexually attractive. That's the real niche that I'm missing. I need to find the people that want to fuck a beholder. Dungeon Daddy. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. I do like where this is going, just as an aside. If you're here and you don't want to talk about furries, you know, you're welcome here too. What time is it? About 2? Well, shit. If no one's showing up, I'm gonna finish this drawing and just go play some fucking Halo. Oop. That's not gonna be good. Well, I think it is. I think it is actually just you here, and I appreciate that, man. I'm very glad that you came to hang out with me. It means a lot to me, Bobby J. I mean that. No, how far back is that? Well, shit. Alright, that wasn't too bad. It was fine. My butt's falling asleep. I meant to. Didn't I share that? I loved it. I was super glad. Super glad that you made it, man. I'm so glad that became a thing for us. I loved it. Robot Pencil. I do not know Robot Pencil. I don't even know of Robot Pencil. I take it it's probably a really good illustrator. That's what I'm guessing. Oh, about character design and digital painting. That's fucking cool. Yeah, I've thought about signing up for one of those. Just like I've fucked around enough with digital painting to like have a decent idea of how to do stuff, you know, but um and I do it like full time in my own regard, but I would love to see someone who's like really fucking skilled at it, and I would love to be able to pick their brain on how to level up in areas that I'm not even really knowledgeable that I don't know about, you know? Like stuff that I haven't even thought to put time into developing. That would be fucking sick. I will. I can see the bots are back. Yeah, I'm I'm trying to do the same thing. You know, I'd love to like really reconnect with who I am as a digital artist, and not just who I am, or who I am as a visual artist and not just who I am as a tattooer. Spent a lot of the time getting really, really good at tattooing, and I wish I had spent just as much time um, developing developing the way that I draw and the way that I go about things. You know, the way that I create, I guess, is maybe what I mean. Conversations with Angel are one of the things that led me to start doing more of this. You know, Wizard Wednesday kind of exists because she encouraged me to do so. You know, even if the only person that shows up is a my good friend Bobby J. Hey, what up, Neon? Just answering a text while I'm streaming, no big deal. Being super profesh. Yeah. Yeah, I think the same thing. You know, I'm like, trying to get back into, like, I feel like I know the language of how to make a good tattoo pretty well. You know, even if it's not a kind of tattooing that I do, I can pick up, like, pretty quickly what is or isn't a good idea, you know? Yeah. I also feel like drawing drawing on the body is really cool and comes with its own set of, like, um, problems to solve, you know? But they get old, and it sucks to have to answer them all the time. You know, things like what shape things are going to be, you know? Like, well, okay, I'm drawn for an arm, so it's going to have to be arm shaped, which is going to determine at least a little bit about what I put or what poses I can use. You know, what's going to go where. And then, of course, there is also, like, you know, what looks backwards or what isn't backwards. Just a lot of stuff. Yeah, designing vertically is very challenging for me. Um, it is not what my brain wants to do. Oh, what's up, Canula? That was a nice, like, sneak attack version of an entry. Hello, everybody. Thanks for coming to say hi. Stupid bots. I don't even know if this one was trying to sell me auto parts. Just, like, not really very descriptive about what they're spamming about, you know? You were telling stories about all of your bots? Yeah, I caught a couple of them. I believe, what was Chain Binny? That was the one I caught. Also, I was really confused and definitely Googled Chain Binny. I was like, man, I'm not finding any of this story about Russia. Designing, can you actually tattoo this? These subtleties going to hold up? Will this heal well? Is it readable on an Instagram photo? Yeah. Yeah. I worry about that all the time. Bots are trying to sell you auto parts. That's your job. All of these robots taking our gerbs. Let's see how this looks. I feel like that needs to go. Yeah. Okay. Maybe a little bit more black. I feel like Get some black in the back of these things. Cool. It's looking good. Gloria is an out-of-work engineer. She thought she would start selling IT work supplements before discovering that it was an MLM scheme. Man, everything's an MLM scheme. Also, MLM, my mouth does not like it. My mouth hates it. Oh, right on. Hey, yeah, Bobby, dude, thank you for hanging out. It was really, really good to talk to you. Get Philly going, and we'll talk. You should text me sometime this week or something. Gotta read on Instagram. Gotta be able to sell a photo as an NFT. Yeah. Fuck, man. Thank you very much. Kain is saving the world. Count Cainula, last shield against the Bastion of the Machines. Once she realized that she had a coding friend, put together a website that helps people escape the clutches of MLMs and start over. Yes. So I was saying earlier, those of you that are in the chat now, that are watching Meow, this is going to be I think the front of a T-shirt that will be sold as part of the Level Eater event. I think it's gonna go on sale in like an hour or two, as soon as I get it over to old Will. Yeah, it is a whole ass new drawing. You're right. Ah. Okay. There we go. Welcome back to the chat, everybody. If you're here, say hey. Let me know. Let me know that you're watching. Let me know who's here. All four of you. My very meager art stream. My lovable, very much adored weekly watchers. Neon's wife I tattooed Neon's wife this week, and she made an absolutely adorable dog toy for my pups. It is almost indestructible. They're almost mad at how indestructible it truly is. But also, Mozzarella loves a challenge, so. She's pretty happy about it, too. Yeah, I didn't know that she made toys like that. Like, I don't even know what that kind of technique is called, but would pay her monies to have more. in various shapes. I don't know what kind of magic it was. Um, I don't even know. I don't know how it was made. It was like okay, for sure, transmutation and enchantment. Um, I don't even. Is it needlepoint? I don't. I don't even know the right questions to ask. Um, Maybe if she's home, Neon can ask for us, and then we can know. We can know the secrets. Oh, crochet? Okay, cool. Well, they were fantastic. Or the one that I have is fantastic. I would like more of them. I think. I think we're done. I think we're done with this piece. We're gonna move on. I think. Oh, sure. You know what? I will do that right now. Um, okay? So here's the thing. I'm gonna put a pic in the Discord, which you can get access to if you become a supporter on the Wizard Wednesday Patreon. That is where I store all this stuff. It's also where I put up gaming content. Um, it is a little way of letting me know that you like what I'm doing and that you think that I'm, a couple dollars a month cool. I'm going to post it right now. Yep, here we go. I'm going to put it in the pet section. I think I've got a picture of it. Yeah. That thing is cool. That thing is super cool. I love it. I love it so much. Nope, hate that though. Yeah. The old accidental double tap eraser trick. Yeah, okay. So this is finished. Um or maybe fuck. It's not. It's not finished. Oh, that's right. I heard about your 1,000-day marriage. Um, she told me that that was an accidental realization. That she had like logged into um, the Knot. I think maybe your like registry website, and it said that it said that the event was happening in like negative 870 days or something like that. I love that. Also, congratulations. That's fantastic. Okay, so this design I think is going to be available on black tees, probably white tees, and maybe a color or two. So I'm just going to trace this with white. to make it show up on a black shirt. That's exactly how it happened. Good. I'm glad I remembered the story. She was a trooper, by the way. I don't know what it was like when she got home, but I tattooed the inside, outside, and sides, or no, the front, back, and sides of her knee, which I'm sure you know because she's your wife. But she made it seem very easy. And I do not think I would have done the same. Arya, how was your lab meeting? Are you still here with us? Was it like a lab meeting holiday party, or was it like a safety meeting? Like a safety meeting where you go to the dumpsters and smoke drugs. Never get those areas tattooed. Well, I hope she's doing okay now. Yeah, cool. This one going pretty well. I'm glad my hands are warm. At the beginning of the stream, I warmed up by finishing the back of the shirt. It was totally finished. I just had to put the white outline around it, and it was kind of a bear. But I got everything finished. Got it all figured out. Everything is good to go. Oh, glad. I'm glad it worked. Glad it looks good. Her leg sleeve is so fun, and I think like also so much more work than we were both anticipating. There's so much like texture and color saturation in it. It's really a pleasure to work on. I think we both also kind of assumed that we would be done at this point, but I'm enjoying it, and I'm gonna be sad when it's finished because we won't get to hang out as much. That will be sad. Super fun. Oh, thank you. That's really kind. Yeah, it's there's some parts of that color that are just so thick. You know, there's like I feel like the blue background that I just put in kind of like behind the tiger is just like thick and syrupy. I'm almost thinking that we're gonna have to go in at some point and just brush up the lines around some of it just to make the lines like as bold and bright as the colors next to it. You'll pester me about hanging out? Good, I hope so. I hope so. If we didn't have a family get together this Saturday, we would, I'm sure, be joining you for your 1,000-day marriage extravaganza. Man, I wonder. 1,000 days is like just under 3 years, right? I'm gonna have to keep track of that, because I bet Amanda and I are very close to 1,000 days. Probably not too far from it at the very least. Cool. Let me show you the other part of this shirt. First, let me group these layers so we can do this like quick like. Cool. Here's the other part. So much fun. You got married on Rebecca's birthday? That's great. Very, very good. Yeah. So, this is going to go off to Will. So is that. Oh, man. Hands are tired from drawing all day. But, yeah, 2:30. That's about absolutely perfect. I need to get this ready, port it off so that it can be printed and uploaded to the website. But I will... I will see you next week. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Wizard Wednesday always means the world to me. If you feel like being a bigger part of the community and being a supporter of Wizard Wednesday financially, you can become a supporter on Patreon. You can find this stuff there. I gotta make some uploads to that right after I send this over to the Level Eater peeps. So, I'll see you next week. Thank you very much. Wizard Wednesday, saying peace.